Okay, good morning fellows. Welcome to the first of many videos that you might have to encounter along the way of our virtual journey. I did promise you this video, so we are going to have a look at this today, and we're going to try our first maths lesson online where you guys get the chance to see this face and copy what I'm doing, just in case there's an issue at school and Mr. Pratt has to be at home, or you guys are at home and you're learning directly from home. So I'm going to try my very best today. We're going to try and do our learning journey today through this lesson, and I'm at home and you guys are going to watch me from the classroom. What could be better on a Friday morning? Okay, so let's get started as we always do. We need pencils, okay, at the ready. We need rulers at the ready. We're going to do our short date today. Start at the top of the page, top line, new clean page, then we can underline. Okay, off we go. Remember, always short date. Okay, so 9th of the 10th 20. And what I'd like you to do is get your rulers out now. Nice straight underlining. 9th of the 10th 20. We're going to drop down the line. An LO colon of 2. Add 100, 10 and 1 to a given number. Just ask you to pause that video whilst you have a look at this LO. Get that into your books, put your pencils down, ready, and we'll start with our starter. So to add 100, 10 and 1 to a given number. Okay, now you've all done that. Superb, great start. Pencils down, looking this way. I'm going to ask you for 3 combinations of numbers. Just like we've been practicing, we're going to order those numbers in a specific way. I want you to continue the sequence of numbers that I start with today instead of rearranging those numbers. So for example, number 1, remember 1 in one box using your math squares on your papers. 1, I'm going to write the numbers 10, 20, 30. I'd like you to give me, swallows, the next 3 numbers in that sequence. Okay, same again. I'm going to give you number 2. Next sequence of numbers is going to be 17, 18, 19, and I want you to write down in your books the next 3 numbers, please. And finally, the next sequence of numbers I'm going to ask you to write down. We'll start with 23, 33, 43. What are the next 3 numbers in that sequence? And we'll look at the answers together in a moment. Super, now you've all done that. What I'd like you to do, swallows, is grab your purple pens. First of all, we're going to mark them, and I'm going to put the answers in. But first of all, what I'd like you to do is just pause this video for another 2 minutes. Have a chat about the numbers that you can see, what's special about them, what makes them a number sequence, and finally, why have you chosen the next 3 numbers in that order? Off you go. Okay, let's quickly mark the first set. Next number obviously was the number 40. Number after that was 50. And the final number 60. Okay, purple pen, tick or fix, but why? The question's always why, guys, isn't it? Okay, always give you the question why. Why do you feel that those numbers were that way? Well, as we can see, this first one, really straightforward, jumping in our tens, okay? So from one number to the next, jumping in tens, all the way to the very end, okay? You found out the pattern of that number sequence. Really straightforward. Next one, 17, 18, 19, of course, next number is 20, 21, and 22. Now the point of this exercise is to just gauge how confident you are with recognising the place value of each number. Obviously, 17 has 1 10, 7 ones. We talk about it as if we've got chips and peas. Think about this question. How many chips, how many peas does the number 21 have? Tell your talk partner. Okay, of course, 21. 21 has 2 chips and 1 pea. 2 tens and 1 unit or 1. Okay, let's finish off with the last one, a little bit more tricky. Same again, you can see that each time we jump using our tens, just this time you are given a number that has some ones at the end as opposed to the top one where we don't have any ones, we're just using tens to jump, okay, just using our chips to jump. 23, 33, 43, 53, 63, 73. Quick starter guys to get you going, okay? Okay, resuming. Our main task for today is to talk about and find out how to add 100, 10 and 1 to a given number. So I'm going to start with the number 142 today, so it's part of our main starter. 142. Turn to your talk partners, tell your talk partners how many hundreds, tens and units this number has. Quick 20 seconds, off you go. Perfect. And if we were, year 3, to use a part-whole model, remember our bubble flying spaceships, we get the numbers 100, we have 100, we have 4 tens, which is 40, not just the number 4, and we have 2 zeros. Tell your talk partner, why does this number have 40 within it and not just the number 4? Of course, because the number 10 is a 1 and a 0. It's made up of 1 10 without any ones. If this number was to just be 4, that would mean that this number has 4 ones and 2 ones. That can't be right. This number, as we know, we've already identified, has 1 100, 4 tens and 2 ones. This is what 4 tens looks like. 4 tens, no zeros. We always must have that placeholder within there. Okay, here comes the real challenge. What I'm going to ask you to do today is have a look at this number, and what I want you to do is, before we move on, we're going to extend our part-whole models this time by each box adding the numbers from our LO, okay? In each box underneath our part-whole model, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 100, add 1 lot of 10, add 1 1, okay? And what I want you to do on the other side of this part-whole model, year 3, is show me what those numbers would look like. So, for example, 142, add 100, we look at the hundreds column, we add 100 to this number, that's going to give us 2. 2 hundreds this time, as we've added the 100 there, we've added our burger, we've got 2 burgers this time, and that leaves us again with 4 tens and 2 ones. Next number, this time we're only adding 10, so we go back to our original number, we're sticking with 1 100 because we're only adding tens, so we have 1 burger, 4, add another 10, gives us 5 chips this time, and next time we leave it just with those 2 ones. Lucky, this was my house number when I was born, year 3, and it's where I lived at number 152, a house in Blackrod, until I was 18, I think. So my mum and dad kicked me out. Okay, so next point. Continuing in the same fashion, we start with the original number. We're sticking with 100, 1 burger, 4 lots of 10s, and this time we take our 2 1s and we add another 1, 143. We've created 3 separate individual numbers now by adding 110 and a 1. Okay guys, just going to give you one more to have a look at with me. Same again, same part whole model. I'm going to split it really quickly this time into our bubbles. This time we have 2 burgers, 3 10s, 9 1s, giving us the number 239. Okay, to say it in words, 239. Okay, same again. This time we're going to add 100 to our burgers, 10 to our 1s, 10 to our 10s, and 1 to our 1s column. Okay, we're going to extend our part whole model. So 239, start with the original number, 239, add the 100, gives us 339, because all we're doing this time is looking at the hundreds number. Okay, middle column, obviously our 10s column, 3 10s, 30, add another 10, sticking with the same hundreds this time, back to our original number. We've still only got 2 burgers, 2 hundreds, 3 add the 1 is 4, and we stay with our 9 1s. Okay, gives us the number 249. To finish off, stick with our same numbers. Okay, back to the original, 2 burgers this time, 3 10s. This time we're going to add 1. This is where it becomes a little bit trickier. Have a chat to your talk partner. What has Mr. Pryall done wrong here that he needs to now correct underneath? Okay, of course, this time, as we are adding 1 to that 9, what happens to our central number? Our central number becomes an extra 10. So, what actually happens underneath is we stay with 2 hundreds. It gives us the 2 hundreds. Our 3 changes this time with 3 to a 4 as we create an extra 10. That extra 10 column is exchanged and it gets bigger. And finally, this time we end up with 0 1s, just because we've exchanged a 9, add 1, as we know our number bonds to 10, 9 add 1 gives us that extra 10, 240. Okay, year 3. On the back of that WAGO, that large part whole model, what I'd like you to do is, if I give you 3 3-digit numbers, I'd like you to create this effect by using your part whole model to break down each number into 10s, 1s, hundreds, 10s, 1s. Okay. So if I give you 3 numbers, I'd like you to create a part whole model showing how you've partitioned your number originally, and then adding the 100, the 10 and the 1 to each of your original numbers, please. Okay? First number is going to be 146. Second number is going to be 354. Third number is going to be 195. Now, what I must stress is I want rulers, I want straight lines, and I'd like you to keep your numbers, all 3 digits, into 3 of your boxed columns on your book. So use your boxes, remember, use each of the boxes for 1 digit. So please don't try and cram all those numbers into every single box. I want this neat, I want this shaped so that I can read every single digit, every single part whole model perfectly clean, please. Have a go, pause the video, I'll be back to you shortly. Okay guys, grab your purple pens really quickly. We're going to go through the answers to those 3 and then we'll set you off to an independent task. Okay, really quickly. First number, 146, partitioned into 100, 40 and 6, 146, we're adding 100, add 10, add 6. Number equals 246, to add 10, 156, and to add another 1 is 147. Okay, 3 numbers partitioned, we've added 10, 100 and 1. That's number 1. Number 2, 354. Part whole model again is 300 to start off with, 5 tens and a 4, you can see, add 100, add the 10, add 1, so 354 out of 100 will be 454, add the 10 would be 364, add the 1, 355. Creating your 3 numbers, guys, okay? Just going to tilt my camera for you so you can see the last one. Number 3, starting off with the number 195. To split and partition, got 100, 9 tens, 5 ones. Add the 100, guys, add the 10, add the 1 to create 3 separate numbers. In this box, 195, remember always revert back to your original number. 195 add 100 is 295, and it really does help if you say it, guys, okay? If you say this number, 195 add 10 is going to take us over, this time, a 100 barrier, okay? So 195, I know if I'm jumping in my tens, to make it easier, I know personally it's going to get my number to go directly over a hundreds barrier, okay? Because we're at 90 this time, it's a little bit trickier. So what we could do is, we know we could use what we were born with, we could use our fingers to add on, but this might be tricky for some of us who can't add directly over a boundary. So to add the 10, what I'd do is I'd partition that into 5 and 5 ones, 2 lots of 5 and 5 ones. Start at 195, I add another 5, that's going to get me to 200, okay? 200, I've dropped 1 set of 5, still got 5 to count on. I'm at 200 in my head, 200, 201, 202, 203, 204, 205. So to add 10 gives us an extra hundreds barrier of 205. Okay, we pass over that hundreds barrier. 195 to finish off, add the 1 is 196. Okay, very well done, year 3. Tick or fix for me, please, using your purple pens. When you've done that, have a look at your sheets individually that are uploaded onto Seesaw as well. Have a go with each task, try your very best. We will mark at the end, okay? Okay, thank you very much for your time, year 3. I'll have a look at your sheets with you the next time I'm in class, okay? We'll have a look at whether you've met the LO, whether you've achieved that LO. I think this is the future. I would prefer not to be doing this. I think you owe us a huge pat on the back if you've undertaken this lesson. It's not an easy task to be doing whilst at home, but hopefully you've got the gist of looking at which column we need to add our hundreds, tens and ones to. Remember that the part whole model really does help when we're partitioning, when we're looking at place value, if you want to move on, okay? Adding and subtracting is our next focus for next week, and hopefully we can use our part whole model Monday and Tuesday to help us add and subtract. You've done really well with place value so far. Give yourselves a big toot toot, okay? And thank you very much for your time. Enjoy, because I'm guessing, right about now, by the hairs on my arms, it's roughly dinner time, okay? Take care.